to order. Order. The doors are open and it's time for your favourite weekly mad half hour, mad hour usually. It's time for Brew at 2. So, how are you all? I hope you're all feeling well and marvellous on this lovely fine afternoon. And you'll notice that I've got the blind down because it's sunny. It's sunny. Just a sec. That's it. It's sunny. It's sunny out there. It's lovely. This morning it was quite grey and a little bit overcast. And as the morning's worn on and the sun's got higher in the sky, it's got brighter and brighter. And of course, we're nearly at the time of the longest day, which is good news and bad news, because we're at the point where the days are as long as they're going to be, which means that is followed shortly by days getting shorter. Sorry about that. I was informed by Christina Bell the other day that the days would soon be starting to draw in. So, how's my cough, says Adam. A lot better, thank you, Adam. I've still got the so when I start laughing, we shall be coughing again. So Crispy our moderator, has just pointed out that you need to join the Facebook group, and I put a question on there this morning, didn't I? And then I went off doing my jobs, and I've not actually looked to see whether anybody's got an answer. Oh, Stephen says, I put a question on our Brew at 2 group this morning. Has anybody got any questions, comments or shout outs for this afternoon's show? Pop them in the comments underneath this Facebook post in the Facebook group, and I'll do my best to answer. Stephen Goddard said, let's have a shout out to Kevin for all his hard work. Well, Kevin has been up to other things. So that's another story which we shall come on to later during the fullness of the afternoon. Elaine Yates said, and to T-Boy for his beautiful paintings. Well, T-Boy is doing another painting. I'm not quite sure what yet, but I keep seeing pictures with grids over them, because you said to use a grid to make sure that you get everything in the right place. And Stephen said, T-Boy doesn't get abuse. Oh, I'm sorry, Stephen, but I beg to differ. T-Boy gets a lot of abuse. It's just that T-Boy in training is more amenable to it being public. And Carol Jenkinson says it's Ben's birthday on the 2nd of July. So I'm not sure who Ben is, but we'll put you in the book. Yes, we'll put you in the book. That's nearly a twin to me, that one. 2nd of July. Is he Ben Jenkinson, Carol? Is he Ben? Ben Jenkinson? Ben, I'll put your name on it and then we know where it's come from. So that's all we've got in the Brew at 2 chat group. But to go with the story about Kevin and what he's been up to this week, I do have an exceptionally good photograph of him.
What?
Hard at work. No, but I'm going to do later. Hard at work at his craft. So if you join the Brew at 2 chat group, you'll get to see things like that. You'll get to see this picture of Kevin. Bruce says, have I got his birthday down on the 1st? Let's have a look at last year's, because I'm transferring everything from the old one onto the new one. Oh, apparently, according to Crispy, they might be filming for Doctor Who. Bruce, yes, I've got your birthday down on the 1st of July, Bruce. Apparently, you're 21. Big celebration. Right, so let's go back to the comments. Let's have a look and see what you've been saying while I wasn't quite looking a minute. Right, So I'm feeling a little bit sleepy this afternoon. You know, like a pig when it's being fed. Well, I've had my lunch and I can feel my eyes starting to go like that. It's getting to Jane nap time. So this looks like T-Boy in training coming to wake me up.
Would you like me to go and get a bucket of cold water and throw it on you? Votes. I'm going.
I don't know where I found him, but I should have left him there, shouldn't I? I should have left him there. I'll just write Becky down. Yes, I've got Becky. I've got you, Becky. You're on my list. You're on my list. So you'll notice that I've put a poll. There's a pin post at the top where the lovely Crispy welcomed everybody to this afternoon's show. And Crispy said, if you are a fan of Bat Towers and the Rabbit Patch, please support her work. That's me. That's my work. If you can also, coffee is okay and super chats, but also like and subscribe to the stream. Cheers everybody, happy Tuesday. Thank you for that, Crispy. You can do the super stickery donation thing, and you can also as well make a donation at our Ko-fi account. So it's a sort of a platform that enables people to make donations. Yes, John, he's had his hair cut. He's had the fight with the lawnmower. So you'll notice as well that I put a poll on, which the question is, oh, hold on. Now then, T-Boy.
Don't stand up, it's only me. Hello, folks.
Now then, T-Boy. Somebody said that Kevin gets more stick than you. Abuse, I think was the word.
Yeah. I get that much abuse that I'm thinking about employing a lawyer.
Get in your corner. He's had a run in with the hair mower as well. Yes, I've put this week's question on. This week's question, and I don't know the answer to this. Which of these sports was not once part of the modern Olympics? So you've got a choice between croquet, darts, tug of war, and polo. And I haven't got a clue what the answer to that is. It's out of my book, Think You Know It All. And apparently the answer is on page 215. So I'll have a little.
No.
You'll have to vote. So we've got the joke book ready. We've got the comedy ready. I might be awake enough long enough to deliver it. I'm not promising.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, so he's had a run in, John, with the hair mower.
Oh yes.
Yes, he came. Long story, but he popped into the venue on Friday when we were having our lunch. Yes, I am the hairdresser, Lorraine. And when he walked in, go on, Kevin. What you thought you looked like? What?
No, I had my hair was long and it was curly.
Apart from that bit on top.
Apart from the missing bit on top.
Yeah.
And I thought, do you know, they could say, oh, your hair's long and you look like that chap off at Game of Thrones. Do you know, he wears that
muscle
bearskin rug and whatnot. And my friend Liz says, my sister Liz, she's not my sister, is she? No, that's another story. She says, oh, what's this Farrah Fawcett look? I got home, I says, Jane, cut me hair. Get me a haircut.
I had actually been saying to him for a week, you look like you're getting ready for a...
You look scruffy, she says.
You're getting ready for a trim. And I've washed mine and it's gone all fluffy. So yes, so that was it looks much better with his hat on. It covers it up. So we had the clippers out.
Farrah
Fawcett Major. So somebody has just asked about Chrissy somewhere along the line. It was Emma. Emma said, Emma was first to ask about Chrissy. So how's Chrissy? Well, there's the story. She's given, it's a good job that she's not bothered about needles, let's put it this way, because with the amount of blood that she's donated, not to medical research but for testing, if she were needle phobic like some people are, I think she would have been hysterical by now. So she'd had bloods done on Thursday last week after we met. So they were for a normal cardiac stuff. So because you take cardiac drugs, you've got to have your kidney function and your liver function monitored on a regular basis to make sure that you've not gone. So I asked the nurse to do the hemoglobin test, which the doctors had asked for because it was dropping, it was sort of falling. So we gets through Thursday night and we didn't have a phone call, which is always the one that she sort of holds her breath and goes, oh, please don't tell me to go in hospital. And then on Friday, my phone rang and I got that one word, doctors. Oh shit, what's up here? So anyway, it turns out that the hemoglobin hasn't flattened out or gone up, it's gone down, which is not good, which probably explains why she looks quite peaky. So it's now heading in the direction of might need a blood transfusion if it doesn't sort itself out sharp. So she's got another one in another 4 weeks. But we've come to the conclusion that it might explain quite a few of the sort of funny feelings and the feeling rottenness. So she's sort of bobbing along on a reasonably flat level with a few bobs downwards, more than bobs upwards. So she had a bad day yesterday, but today she's not too bad. So we carry on trucking, and we carry on laughing. We've got to carry on laughing and taking the mickey, because then you know that everything's just normal. You know that everything's just normal, don't you? So that's Chrissy update. So what have I done since I saw you last Tuesday? Well, oh, I'll have to have a look in my diary. I've forgotten. What have I done since last Tuesday? So that was that. You might have seen the video. I went to the sandcastle on Friday, and Eric had said as I walked past the water, oh, I could just get in there. I have actually bought a swimming costume. It's one of those that they used to wear in 1842 with the puffed sleeves and the long, you know, the ones that they wore that sort of came down to the knee, and they'd got elastic round with the little frilly cuff and, you know, stripes. It's one of them. So you need an all-inclusive costume if you're putting weight on like I am. So yeah, I've got one in pink for me and one in blue for Kevin. Now that would cut an interesting cartoon, wouldn't it? Get a drawing, T-boy. Yeah, so the managing director was leaving, as you've probably seen on the video, so I went sashaying off up to the sandcastle. Shame it wasn't an afternoon like this, because it looks... Yes, and I need the mob cap, Christine. I could do the pigtails, couldn't I? We could do the pigtails like that, look. There you go. Pigtails and a mob cap. Because it's lovely down there when it's a bright blue sky like this, because you get all the sort of ironwork of all the attractions and everything at the back of the lovely blue sky. But nonetheless, I managed to catch Landscape Artist of the Year, not Watercolour Challenge, which is what I've kept calling it, which is today's video. So when we've done with this, you've got another one to watch if you're interested. I need to listen to my father, because he told me that they were filming Landscape Artist of the Year, and I didn't realise he meant there and then.
I thought you said they were filming on Thursday.
It was last Thursday, last week.
Thursday.
Yes. So Eric was making the point that when he walks past water, he's like I am with heights. I think it's about 15 quid, Adam. And in response to your question about why it was closed, because now you've got to book sessions. So it's a 3-hour session. So it's limited numbers and you're not in for as long. You can't kind of go there the full day. But that does mean that you get plenty of opportunity to ride on the rides rather than standing in a queue. So there's not really much point, is there, turning up to an attraction like that and spending a full day queuing, trying to get on the rides that you want to ride. So that was last Thursday, and then what's happened since then? Oh, beach clean yesterday. That's what I was going to say. Oh, Crispy says, are you listening?
Yes.
There is a new COVID scam out again. Omicron is on the rise. Don't click it. Can't say I've heard of Omicron. It sounds like something that you would have put on one of those old Sinclair ZX Spectrum computers. Omicron. So Omicron is not real then, is it, Crispy? I've not heard that one, and I've not had the text yet either, but no doubt we'll all get one eventually. We'll all get one eventually. Were you going to say something then, T-Boy, in training?
No, I was chewing.
Oh, I thought he went
He's on
in
his fifth
preparation
bag
to
of
say
crisps
something.
today.
Yeah, so it was the beach clean yesterday morning, and it was a lovely morning, one of those windy, sunny, lovely seasidey days. So we did our beach clean, and then we all trundled off to our second home at the venue for a free lunch. So you see, there is such a thing as a free lunch, paid for by Glasdens, the people who make litter bins, and they give us a donation each year to have a jolly and thank the volunteers for what they do. So that's what I've been doing since I saw you last week. Plenty of things coming up this week. I've got jobs to do, places to go, and people to see. So keep watching. So anyway, on to T-Boy in training and what he's been up to.
Have I got to get up for this?
Yeah, would you like to come and explain to the lovely people what you've been doing, Kevin?
I need to sit down for this.
Go on then. You can have chair.
No,
Oh, you're sitting there, are you?
No, I can sit next to you.
Right, go on then. Squeeze in.
I can't.
There's not much room here.
Because this is it's like a group. It's like a group chat, isn't it?
Group chat. Yeah.
So
Just be careful when you
scared?
lift that up. No, just be careful when you lift that up.
When I lift
because if
what
you're
up?
not- That thing that you're going to show him. I told him to bring this to Brew at 2 today.
So this is like a bit of so as anonymous. You try saying it. So was anonymous.
After 6 bags of crisps.
So was anonymous.
Anonymous.
I can't say it. So was anonymous. Anyway,
We could just sit here
Mine.
and like, listening to him trying to speak, couldn't we?
my name is T-Boy in training.
My name is T-Boy in training. We sound like them twins.
That right line. My name is T-Boy
My
in
name
training.
is T-Boy in training, and I'm
Like sewing
sewing
machines.
machines.
There, I did it.
Yeah, so
Does anybody else like sewing machines, or is it just me?
I must just add at this point that my sewing machine has been missing in action for longer than I care to remember, because this being a bungalow with a bungalow.
That's an anonymous.
Anonymous.
I really can't say anonymous.
At the back of these cupboards, there's sort of like a cheese-shaped wedge, so some of it is used for storage. So when we moved here from the place, we filled all these cupboards with stuff that we brought with us. So I assumed mine's a singer as well, Stephen. that
I'm a singer.
the
Sorry.
sewing machine had been pushed in the cupboard, never to be seen again. So eventually, after several years of going on about the sewing machine and where it is,
Spot the difference. Okay. Spot the difference.
We took relatives down there when we were done with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've knocked him off.
after several years of going on about my sewing machine and where it might or might not be, says
Found it.
it's in cupboard. And I opened cupboard door and lo and behold, there it were. Why I couldn't find it, I don't know. Anyway, he is very cheeky, Adam. I have a lot to put up with.
So what I did with Seth, the thing is, when you get
And he's
into
never used it.
when you get into a hobby, you can make lots of new friends, can't you?
Yes, absolutely.
And I made a net. So a net is my new friend. Because you can make a net. So it's for my fish pond. It's for my fish pond.
And I thought it looked like you were going to go beekeeping in it.
Yeah,
So-
Liz, we're on for next beekeepers.
Yeah. So he's got a length of net that he bought for, I dread to think what, that he's had ages. So yesterday, were it Sunday gets the sewing machine and he puts it on the floor. I says, you're not going to do it there. You need to put it on the table.
I had tuition.
So he gets this length
It's not
of...
bad, is it, really?
Gets this length of net, so this was just like a long length, and starts sewing it. So I don't think it's actually done a bad job if you look at this look. I must say that the double hem was under my tutelage, because I said when you start getting it full of water, I mean, look at the size of it.
Come on, that's worth
It's
a
only for
thumbs up,
collecting
isn't it?
leaves.
I've never picked a sewing machine up before other than to move it. That's
So
good,
it's
isn't it?
all completely homemade.
Yeah.
So there you go. You see, we're doing our bit for the environment. We're doing recycling. So there's a lovely photograph of Kevin sitting,
Concentrating, you'll not see that very often.
looking very cross-eyed like this, with the sewing looking like that. So I'm going to put that on the Roadkill Facebook group, so you can join that if you're not
Charade.
already in it. If you're not already in it,
Am I in it?
and you'll be able to
I'm
see.
usually in it.
And you'll be able to see an idiot with a sewing machine.
Charades. Madam Butterfly. I'm going.
So I said,
I'll get to knitting next.
I said you need to take that. You need to take that to Roadkill and show them what you've made. Do you want to show them your washing bag
Tom Daly. So
before you go and sit back down?
so
So he's got a full collection of these.
so I was gonna
I think
Look.
that's just a little bit big for
big
taking.
for
Bearing in mind
It's
that
not
the
for-
leaves are hawthorn
it's
leaves.
for
so
the
they're about
leaves,
that
not the
big.
fish. Did a very good job.
Did he fix the Dremel? Yes, he did fix the Dremel, Crispy. He went and
When you fear for your life, it's amazing what you can do.
he went and bought a switch from the electric shop. So it's a little bit fragile. It's a bit like me, but he managed to fix it. Paul's put a joke on for us.
Oh,
Paul. He says, I got fired from my job at the bank today. An old lady asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her over. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Simon,
Simon says,
I'm Jane, not Jenny. Don't know who Jenny is, but it ain't me. It ain't me. Right, so there's nothing I've missed while I was supposed to be reading things out. So I do have a little bit of hot off the press news. A little bit of hot off the press news for you about the heat wave that is supposed to be promised to us. There's I get notifications from Met Office. There is a lot of speculation around the spell of hot weather expected towards the end of the week, but what are the facts? So I'm going to read, I've not read it, I'm going to read the facts out to you. The start of the week will be fine and dry with sunny spells for many in England and Wales. However, a series of weak fronts will push into Scotland and Northern Ireland, bringing cloudier weather with a chance of some light rain, especially across the northwest. That's not good, is it? And it says from Wednesday onwards, while cloud rain and breezy conditions continue across the northwest, it will become increasingly warm in the south as high pressure builds. This will bring settled conditions, allowing temperatures to build on a day-by-day basis and for it to become warm, even hot, on Friday. Sounds like it's going to be hottest in the south.
Usual.
This is the first spell of hot weather this year, and it is unusual for temperature to exceed these values in June. Many areas will also see warm nights. So now you know. Now you know it's going to be. It's going to be warm.
That's what you want.
It's going to be warm. So they were talking the other day on the radio about thunder fever, I think is how they described it. And I thought, what? So apparently thunder fever is hay fever with knobs on. And apparently all this hot weather and all this stuff is going to cause huge amounts of pollen to be released into the atmosphere. So if you like me suffer from hay fever, you have been warned. You have been warned. And when you start taking your antihistamines, you too will be asleep. You too will be asleep. So that's the weather. That's the heat wave. Hold on. Let me just go back to where we were. And I don't get lost. I get lost very easily. So 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock my brew at 2 arrived, and I've just finished drinking it, and it's just about cold. Speaking of heat, let's have a weather check. It's 28, I reckon, in here at the moment in the asylum. And it's about 28. It's quite warm. It's not bad at all. Right, I think at that point we'll have some jokes, shall we? We'll have some jokes. Ta-da! God made man before woman so as to give him time to think of an answer to her first question. I can hear T-Bone in training went, Blessed are those who can give without remembering and take without forgetting. Aspire to inspire before you expire. Yes, we can all agree with that, can't we? I don't think they're jokes, are they? They're more like true sayings. But this was a corker. Diana was still alive hours before she died. This is a news headline, this one was. Diana was still alive hours before she died. Well, I'd like to think she was. Meeting on open meetings is closed. Quite makes sense, doesn't it? Doesn't quite make sense. I don't know. The things that you see. New sick policy requires 2 days' notice. Can you think of anybody that knows that they're going to be poorly in advance? Statistics show that teenage pregnancy drops off significantly after the age of 25. Listen to this one. Bugs flying around with wings are flying bugs. Marijuana issue sent to a joint committee. Worker suffers leg pain after a crane drops £800 ball on his head.
That'd be me, that.
Yeah. I think the least of your problems would be your legs if somebody dropped an £800 ball on your head. Hey, you've got to laugh, haven't you? You've got to laugh. Right, it's time. It's time. They weren't really that funny, whether it's just me seeing funny side. I'm tired and I'm starting to get that giddy feeling. Are you ready? We'll go back to the book. We'll go back to the book. Oh, Elizabeth says you can get the swimming costumes with the legs and the coordinated mob cap from Bon Marsh. We get them there all the time, so we're all right. We're all right, folks. We can all get one, and we can all go for a paddle together. We can all go for a paddle together. Right, I've got me. Where's my bookmark gone? Strange man in the kitchen. A little boy runs to his mother, shouting, "Mummy, mummy, come quick! There's a strange man in the kitchen. He's kissing the up-hair girl." His mum leaps up, looking alarmed, at which point the little boy says, "Ha ha! Fooled you! There's no strange man. It's Daddy." An old lady buys a pair of lovebirds, but when she gets them home, she can't remember which one is the male and which one is the female. She asks for advice and a friend tells her, what you need to do is to wait until they're getting frisky and then grab the one that's on top and pop a little band round its neck. Then you'll know which one's the male. The old lady does this and successfully collars the male bird. And then a few days later, the vicar calls round for tea. The vicar goes over to the cage to look at the birds, and the male looks at his collar and says, "So, they caught you too as well, did they?" Here's one for Kevin. Are you ready, Kevin?
I'm ready.
How do you make a one-armed idiot fall out of a tree?
Don't know.
Wave at him. That's just what he'd do. He'd wave back. How do you make a Mexican chili? How do you make a Mexican chili, Kevin?
Take his coat off.
Nearly.
Come on.
Take him to the North Pole. Here's another one for you.
Yes.
How do you spot an idiot in a car wash?
He's the one that's not in his car.
He's the one on a motorbike. How do you make an apple crumble?
Oh, don't know.
Hit it with a sledgehammer. Oh dear me. Oh dear me. Right, moving on. So, has anybody got any questions or anything that they want shouting out, or any comments or anything like that? And I will do my best to facilitate your comments and questions. That's if I can stop awake long enough, because I can feel my eyes going. Really tired. I was up very early this morning and I was very busy from very early, so I excuse myself. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. On Friday, when my friends and I met for lunch at the venue, we spend a lot of time at the venue, can you tell? When we met for lunch last week at the venue, we got onto the subject of the Queen's knickers, as you do, and we were talking about whether or not what's on my top. I don't know what they are. I've kept looking at them actually, Christine, and thinking I think they're supposed to be buoys that you float off a boat, I think. Yes, we got onto the subject of the Queen's knickers because we were talking about the fact that the Jubilee had been a really nice event, and it was really nice that she managed to be well enough to enjoy it. And as her infirmity develops and she gets older, who's going to do all the things for her that you do for other old people that need a lot of care and a lot of support? And we got onto the subject of who washed the Queen's knickers. So Liz, we have very, very broad-ranging discussions on a Friday, we do. So Liz said, yes, Eric says she wears bloomers. Liz said that Oh, it's Carol's birthday on Thursday. Let me just write that down. That's 16th, then, isn't it, Carol?
I think Corgi's trampling it back.
That she has ladies in waiting for that. And I've told you before that my job title at Rabbit Towers is domestic, come and do XYZ. So I said to our queen, I'd like my job title updated, and I'd like to be a lady in waiting. We've had a discussion, and we think that the ladies in waiting had entered the Queen's Mucky Knickers. And I'd like to be upgraded to a lady in waiting, please. So she said, well, we can arrange that, domestic. We can give you a promotion. We can call you Lady Jane in waiting. So I've had a promotion. So I thought you might like to share that little bit of good news with me this afternoon. So anyway, what was I going to say? I don't know. It's gone. I was going to tell you something else as well at that point. Paul's put a joke on. I'll not read that one out. Any more scam emails? No, there's not, Crispy. Not this week. Just the usual rubbish. Just the usual tripe that circulates on the internet from one week to another. So where are we up to next? Right, John, our lovely John the poet, has sent in another one of his new poems. Oh goodness me, Marius Punk Rules, otherwise goes by the name of Letitia Braden, says, have a look at Altered Images Happy Birthday. I think probably most people that are watching this, Marius, could sing that, because I know I certainly could. It was in the charts when I was at school. Showing my age now. It's like when they say 1982 and you think, oh, well, that were, recently, a couple of years ago. And then you realise that actually it's 40 odd. And then it becomes all very... I think that's a little bit of hay fever. Yeah, Claire Grogan, Altered Images, goodness me. So... did I ever tell you about my friend Jane? My friend Jane the punk? I don't think I did I? My friend at school was also Jane, and there's chalk and cheese. Chalk and cheese is me and her were. And she was a punk. So she was right into Sex Pistols and all that kind of stuff. So there she was with her hair sort of like stood on end. And there was I, my comb flat. Talk about the odd couple. And we're still friends even now. All these years later. No, I'm not going, well, I'm saying no, I'm not. Eric asked whether or not I'd be vlogging at Tram Sunday. Well, fan mail. Oh, goodness. That's a bit of a strange concept. Me getting fan mail. That'd be really strange, that. Currently, things being as they are with Christina Bell, we tend to kind of get up in the morning, check in, see what's happening. Yes, she's still punk, Connie. Not quite as bad as she was at sort of 14, but she's definitely still that way inclined. Things being as they are with Chrissy, we tend to get up in the morning and the first job is to go and check in and see what's happening, and then you can kind of plan the rest of your day from there onwards. So I may or I may not get to Tram Sunday. I'd like to go, but we need to see what happens. Now, what day is Tram Sunday? I've done that today. It's in July, I think. I want to say it's the 21st, but just bear with me a second and I shall have a look on my marvellous magical spreadsheet and tell you it's on the 17th. It's not on the 21st. Eric got there before me. The last one was on the 21st and that was in 2019, so there hasn't been one like most other events for a couple of years. Anyway, we were getting on to John's poem, weren't we? So John sent me this last week, but I saved it for another day. So apparently John follows a photographer on YouTube and he does all kinds of inspirational stuff, and he's written a poem to go with one of this guy's pictures. And apparently the vlogger was delighted. Listen, they're coming for me. Yeah, can you hear the plane? So it's a little short poem, and I just need to fasten my hair up because I've just gone a little bit boiling. Just a second, just bear with me. So it's called Trees Are My Mountains, and it goes, trees are my mountains. Eh? Oh, trees are my mountains. Do you know, I misses most things, and then yeah, still a punk rocker minus the Hawks. I never hear the Sex Pistols and the Clash in particular without I think of Jane. Always. So, trees are my mountains. Trees are my mountains, meres are my lakes. Reflections in the water are photos I take. The fens are where my home is. A stroll through the woodland, an early morning start where everything looks grand. A swan it glides through the mist in the calmness of the spring, taking in the tranquil view in what this season brings. The isolated tree she leans in the pastures of peat bog, colours of natural beauty in the early morning fog. The wildlife in abundance screams nature all around. As I walk along the gravel path, it's all so quiet, no sound. That's another good one, that, John. That's another good one. You're very good. You're very good. Very good at a bit of rhyming. Whatnot. Yeah, you're our kind of age then, Marius. Yes. Oh, Richard says it's hot and he loves it. I think I'm starting to get a little bit overwarmed. Oh, get me fan. Oh, it's nearly 30 degrees. I use this in the office. I do have a little USB fan as well, so anybody that works in an office, you need to get yourself one of these. I do have a big fan. You need to get yourself one of these, and it plugs into the USB socket on your computer, and then you can clip it onto whatever, and it blows at you. When I had my, yes, you got to plug it in first. When I had my first job, I have never been as hot in my life. It was so hot in that office, and we've got sort of like, I mean, today, what do you call it? Workplace. What do they call it?
Health and safety at work.
Safety at work. They'd have a field day. We've got like one fan between a full office full, and we had to kind of borrow it one by one. And we used to sit there practically gasping like a fish. We were so warm. Oh, thank you, dear. So I use this in here, but I do have one of those natty, you know, like the Spanish fans that you used to get in the 1970s with the black cloth on them with the lace on it. I have one of those in the living room that I fan myself when I get warm. But it's going up. The temperature's definitely going up. So what else do we need to do today? Right, Calderdale. Oh, well. Bruce says there's no maximum temperature with health and safety executive, only minimum. Well, that's silly. That's silly because being too hot is as bad as being too cold. It makes you feel just as ill. Speaking of being too cold, I'm doing a lot of digressing today, aren't I? You may remember that Christabel has a penchant for Trevor's soup. Well, I'm going to be doing some vlogging and stuff from Trevor's, which is quite fascinating. And I've had a 2 and 6 penny tour around their warehouse. So they were showing me all the stuff that they've got. And then they took me into the freezer. When I say freezer, I'm not talking chest freezer or ordinary, you know, normal under-counter freezer or anything like that. Their freezer, I can't quite remember. I think I wrote it down. Let me have a look in my little book. I think I wrote down how big it is. Because it's absolutely enormous. No, I've not written it down. That's a shame, because he did tell me how many square feet it is, and it's something like, you know, 12,064 square feet. So, you know, so far so normal for a food wholesaler. But there's 2 guys in there in full, like, you know, kitted out like you would if you were going to the North Pole, with all the gear on, stacking all the stuff up and organising all the boxes of food and putting everything where it needs to go. So I said, how long do they work in there when they're at work? It were very cold, Lady Ellen. It were something like -19. It wasn't a fridge, it was a freezer. And he said, oh, all day they do an 8-hour shift. And I went, what? He says, oh, well, they come out every so often for a brew and a warm. Oh, imagine doing that. They've been working there for years and years and years. Christine's just had a toffee cornetto. Did you need to tell us that, Christine?
Oh.
Did you need to tell us that? James Mallon is his YouTube name, but his actual name is Paul Williams from Bartley Green in Birmingham. And he says he's looking forward to seeing Blackpool. Can he have a shout out for his family? Of course you can, James. So thank you for everybody who's watching. So there's a collective shout out for all of you. And I'll just rattle through a few names that are at the top of the list. So we've got Christine, Lady Helen, John Hitchin, Bruce Hislop, Eric, Richard Ayres, Connie Hall. We've mentioned Marius. What else have we got? We've got the lovely Crispy, who's doing a fabulous job moderating. Carol, Elizabeth. Oh, loads of folk. He's back again, look.
I'm back.
Oh, it's T-Boy. It's Big T-Boy.
Just been on walk around.
Laura. You alright, Laura, today? Simon MacDonald? Gary Cronshaw. We're all here today, aren't we? We've got the nutcase running around at the back of us. So, the only mystery in life, according to Calderdale, is why kamikaze pilots wore helmets. That is a very valid question. That is a very valid question, I think. But Calderdale... Oh, Lady Helen says a cold room is a commercial fridge. Well, yes, it was definitely cold. It was definitely cold. It was a freezer. It was freezing. Calderdale sent this email on the 8th, so that was last week, wasn't it? And he said, I was glad you mentioned carers on Brew at 2, which I saw on Catch Up. My partner and I spent the best part of 10 years as carers for our spouses until their deaths. Only those who have done it understand how difficult it is 24/7 with only limited breaks, and that is absolutely true. So I take my hat off to anybody who is a carer for anybody of any age, and never underestimate the value of what you do. It's not the first time. It's not the first time we've done this, and I doubt it will be the last. And we are.
Doing it for me.
Well, yeah. We when T-Boy gets sort of infirm and in difficulty, we've got a plan. we've got a plan. We're going to put him on the balcony and we're going to hose him down with the hose pipe. And we do have one of those long-handled, soft-bristled brushes, you know, the bluey coloured ones. So we could give him a good scrub down with that and then hose him off with the cold water out of the hose pipe. And with the wind round here, it wouldn't take long to dry. It'd dry off quite quickly, wouldn't you? It'd dry off even quicker still in winter. Imagine that. Oh, Cyril says his wife may be in Blackpool the first week of July, so if she does, she is going to drop a parcel off for Crispy and JP at Chris's Burger Shop. That's very nice of you, Cyril. I take it that you mean you're dropping it off for Crispy, not for me. That's how I read it. That's how I read it. St Johnston Classics and Claymores Archive says hello. What on earth is St Johnston Classics and Claymores Archive? Marcus says, can I do some filming in the second-hand stores? What are you doing now?
I was just getting me stuff and I was going downstairs.
Well, I have a plan for that, Marcus.
I forgot you can see me in camera, sorry.
It's a Scottish site. Football stuff. We don't do footballs. Charity shop hauls. I like charity shops. And Calderdale says, when is the next Roadkill tasting session? He thought the one at Viva looked like Roadkill. I was really ticked off when the whole sound thing went wrong on that Viva one, because it was a really good video in the first instance. And it had got sort of completely copyrighted music playing in the background, so not only was it not monetizable, it was not viewable either. It was not viewable. Oh, thank you. St Johnston Classics and Claymores Archive loves Blackpool and has been watching a lot of my videos. Thank you ever so much. Oh, T-Boy in Training's walked off. I've got a comment here for him. My opinions. No, I need to wait until Kevin comes back for that one. I've got a comment and a question for Kevin, and he's walked off. He's always walking off. He's always walking off. Oh, Elizabeth says we have something for you too, so we will drop it off at Chris's Burger Bar. I shall go and pick it up when I get the nod. When I get the Jane. So, birthdays. Oh, hold on. Is he coming back? He's coming back. Come along, T-Boy in Training. This is definitely one for you, this.
I can't catch any fish, they're all koi.
Albert Einstein said,
Yes.
the difference between stupidity and genius is that genius has limits.
That's right, that.
I'm just waiting for you to process that one.
That's right. It's alright, I've got a joke English dictionary. That will come up after. I just laughed during YouTube to make it look as if I get it.
And then this is definitely one for all married men out there.
Oh.
This is one for all wives to repeat to their husbands. My opinions have changed, but not the fact that I'm right.
We know that. We know that.
Carol went in the craft shop in Fleetwood. So much range to go through, isn't there, Carol? Do I go to the crap box letters? I don't get letters at the crap box.
I'll send you one.
Well, let's put it this way. They've not said, oh, you'll get yourself here, there's letters at the crap box. And when I've been in, they've not done anything. You can also, if you want to send me anything, you can also send
Went down for a
letters.
drink. Didn't bring one
You
up.
could also send letters to Phillips Jewellers in Cleveland, and I shall pick them up from there. Right, birthdays. So we've got the 14th to the 21st of June this week. And I've not got many on here at all. Not got many on here at all. 14th to the 21st. So that's today. And that's the 21st. So there's nothing for this week other than Carol, who has just told me about a birthday. So I shall put you on here, Carol. I wrote it on me yellow sheet. So, round of applause for Carol. It's Carol's birthday this Thursday. So happy birthday, Carol, for Thursday. And then you'll get one twice. You'll get one twice, Danielle. Danielle DeWitt is on the 22nd of June, which is next Wednesday. So that's next week. Right, so now we need the answer to the poll, don't we? We need the answer to the poll. So the question was, where's my mouse? Which of these sports was not once part of the modern Olympics? Croquet, darts, tug of war and polo. And currently the vote is standing at 25% for croquet, 21% for tug of war, 4% for polo, and darts is in the lead on 50%. 48 of you have voted. Drum roll and fanfare. Drum roll and fanfare, page 215. Let's have a look. So the answer to no gold medal is darts. So well done everybody. The majority has it. You were right again. You're a brainy bunch, aren't you? You're a brainy bunch. So I think
It's only because I can't remember Jockey Wilson in the Olympics.
what?
Darts.
Get back in your corner.
You're a darts player, Jockey Wilson.
Right, so I think that's it for this week. Moving on.
It's like Kevin comes, process what it said.
Cyril's put a thing on. Get sending Jane fan mail to 6 to 8 Dale Street, Blackpool, FY158F.
Right, I'll do it.
It'd be quite funny if that wanted to, if I ended up with a sack full of fan mail. So I think that just about brings this week's proceedings to a conclusion. It brings this week's proceedings to a conclusion, which means
Just in time for tier 3.
it's time. Yes, it's time for a refill.
Tier 3.
Not there.
It's time for a refill.
Just a minute. Derek, what do you do with this?
Oh, thank you, St Johnston Classics and Claymore's Archive. Get myself £2 burgers. It's very kind of you. Yes, I go off and have a nap now, Eric. I think I need it. I've got so much to do. I've got my books to do, and I sort of do it this afternoon when we're finished because it's not too long a time to have to concentrate. But I hate doing paperwork. Anyway, so see you next week, everybody. We will end, as is customary, on our grand finale with a smile and a rainbow. Smiling is infectious. You catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner and someone saw my grin. When he smiled, I realised I'd passed it on to him. I thought about that smile, then realised its worth. A single smile, just like mine, could travel round the earth. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Let's start an epidemic, quick, and get the world infected. See you later.